The cold isn't just a temperature. It's a physical weight pressing against your chest, heavy and suffocating. You are Second Lieutenant Charlie Brown, and you are currently sitting in the pilot's seat of a B-17 Flying Fortress that has effectively ceased to be a fortress and is now mostly just flying. Actually, even the flying part is generous. It's more like falling with style while screaming. You are 4 miles above the frozen German landscape, and the ambient temperature is 60 degrees below zero. That is cold enough to freeze your sweat before it rolls down your neck, cold enough to turn the morphine syrettes in the first aid kits into useless popsicles, and definitely cold enough to make you wonder why you didn't become a farmer like your mother wanted. Your plane, the Olde Pub, has just been through the meat grinder of the Bremen flak fields and a swarm of Focke-Wulf 190s. The damage report is less of a list and more of a tragic novel. The nose cone is gone, sheared clean off, which explains why a hurricane-force gale is currently blasting through the cockpit, turning the interior into a wind tunnel of ice and debris. Your hydraulic system is dead. The oxygen system is shot, meaning you and your crew are dipping in and out of hypoxic delirium, a state that feels uncomfortably like being drunk at a funeral. The tail gunner, Sergeant Eckenrode, is dead, his body frozen to his gun. The rest of your boys are wounded, bleeding out on the diamond tread metal floor that is now slick with red ice. You wrestle with the yoke. It feels like steering a cement truck with flat tires through a swamp. You have 2 engines dead, one sputtering like a chain smoker running a marathon, and one actually doing its job. You are alone. You are dropping altitude, and you are lagging miles behind your formation. In the brutal mathematics of aerial warfare, you are already a ghost. You just haven't hit the ground yet. Then the vibration changes. It's a subtle shift in the thrum of the airframe, a shadow falling across your peripheral vision. Your heart, which has been hammering a frantic rhythm against your ribs for the last hour, skips a beat. You look to your right. A German Messerschmitt Bf-110 is sitting off your wingtip. It's so close you can see the oil streaks on its cowling. It's sleek, predatory, and undamaged. A shark pulling up alongside a bleeding whale. This is it. This is the end. You grip the yoke, your knuckles white inside your leather gloves, waiting for the muzzle flash. You wait for the 20mm cannons to tear through the last few inches of aluminum and turn you into a fireball. If this were a movie, this is the part where the screen fades to black and the sad violin music starts. But the flash doesn't come. Instead, the German plane stays there, hovering, watching. You turn your head, fighting the stiffness of your frozen neck muscles, and you look across the abyss of thin air separating your machines. You look directly into the cockpit of the enemy fighter. And this is where reality seems to fracture.
Hang in there, buddy.
You can see the pilot. You can see his leather helmet, his oxygen mask, and the fur collar of his jacket. But mostly, you see his eyes. You lock eyes with the man who is supposed to kill you.
We've got him.
Through the scratched plexiglass of his goggles, his gaze isn't angry. It isn't predatory. It looks confused, maybe even horrified. He is staring at the carnage of your plane. He can see the holes in the fuselage big enough to jump through. He can see your crew members huddled in the back, trying to patch each other up. He can see that you have no tail guns left to shoot him with. You are a sitting duck, and he is the hunter who has just realized the duck is already half plucked and on fire. This is Franz Stigler. You don't know his name yet. You won't know it for 40 years, but he's an ace. He has 27 kills to his name. He needs exactly 1 more to earn the Knight's Cross, the Nazi equivalent of the Medal of Honor, a piece of tin that comes with fame, glory, and a guaranteed spot in the history books. You are that medal. You are his ticket to glory. All he has to do is twitch his thumb on the firing button. It would take less effort than blinking. Historians and ethicists will spend decades arguing about what happens next. Some will say it was the code of the warrior, a remnant of World War I chivalry that somehow survived the brutality of the Eastern Front. Others will argue that it was a split-second religious epiphany, but Stigler later said it was simple. He remembered his commanding officer saying that shooting a man in a parachute is cowardice. And looking at your plane, he realizes You are nothing but a parachute made of metal. You are defenseless. To kill you now wouldn't be combat, it would be murder. He takes his hand off the trigger. He rocks his wings. He points down. He's mouthing something, gesturing frantically. You squint, your brain sluggish from the lack of oxygen. Is he mocking you? Is he telling you to surrender? He's pointing at the ground. He wants you to land. He knows you're in German territory. If you land, you survive, but you spend the rest of the war in a POW camp, eating cabbage soup and dodging lice. You shake your head. No. You grit your teeth and keep flying west, toward England, toward home. The German pilot looks frustrated. He rolls his eyes, a gesture universally human. It feels absurd happening at 20,000 feet between mortal enemies. He pulls his plane closer. He is now flying formation with you. This is the most insane escort mission in the history of warfare. Below you, the German anti-aircraft batteries, the dreaded Flak Corps, are tracking your battered bomber. They're itching to blow you out of the sky, but they hesitate. They see the silhouette of the Bf-110 right next to you. They hold their fire. They assume you are a captured plane being escorted back to base, or perhaps a secret operation they're not cleared to know about. Stigler is using his own plane as a shield, jamming the German defense network with his physical presence. He is smuggling you out of his own country. For miles you fly like this, a silent, terrifying dance. The roar of the wind is deafening, but the silence between the two cockpits is louder. You are waiting for the betrayal. You are waiting for him to peel off and shoot you in the back. It's like waiting for a tiger to decide if it wants to be a house cat today. You reach the coastline. The North Sea opens up ahead, gray and unwelcoming, but to you, it looks like salvation. You are leaving German airspace. Stigler can go no further. If he is caught doing this, he won't just be court-martialed. He will be put against a wall and shot for treason. He looks at you one last time. The wind howls to the gaps in your cockpit, biting at your exposed skin. He raises a gloved hand to his forehead. He salutes you. It is a crisp, formal military salute, a recognition of survival, acknowledging that you, Charlie Brown, kept this bucket of bolts in the air when physics said you should be dead. Then he banks his fighter hard to the left and dives away into the clouds like a waking dream. You are alone again, just you, the wind, and the impossible realization that the enemy just saved your life. You limp the Olde Pub back across the channel, landing on a prayer and the last vapors of fuel. When the wheels touch the tarmac, the adrenaline finally crashes, leaving you shaking so hard that you can't unbuckle your harness. You recount the story to your debriefing officer, expecting shock, maybe awe, but instead you get a command. Silence. The top brass classifies the incident top secret. They order you never to speak of it. They reason that if word gets out that a German pilot showed mercy, other bomber crews might hesitate to shoot, hoping for the same kindness. You are told to bury the miracle.
We've got him.
So you do. You go on to fly 25 more missions. You survive the war, go to college, get married, and grow old. But the face of the German pilot haunts you. Who was he? Why did he spare you? 40 years later, you finally break your silence. You place an ad in a German fighter pilot newsletter, a message in a bottle cast into the sea of history. I am the pilot of the B-17 you spared on December 20th, 1943. Are you out there? You receive a letter from Vancouver, Canada. It is from Franz Stigler. You meet him in a hotel lobby. He is old now like you. The hair is gray, the face lined, but the eyes, those eyes that watched you through the goggles at 20,000 feet, are exactly the same. You don't shake hands. You embrace. You cry. The man who should have killed you becomes your brother. You spend the rest of your lives visiting each other, fishing together, and retelling the story of the day humanity won over war. When Stigler passes away in 2008, you follow him only months later. Two old soldiers finally flying formation together into the dark. End of script. Sweet dreams.